Ahí la leyenda es que hace muchos años, cuando los indios bárbaros escaparon, eran los pieles rojas de Oklahoma, por ahí para Washington, todo eso, Texas. En aquellos años, cuando mi abuelita era niña, los indios bárbaros, pues así se identificaban, pues. De allá hay una parte que le llaman la mesa del cielo, la mesa del cielo.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Toslowski, co-founder and executive director of the Immigrant Defenders Law Center. It is my honor to welcome all of you to this virtual gala celebration for ImmDef's 5th anniversary. We're celebrating 5 years of fighting for justice for our immigrant communities, and we're so grateful that you're here. ImmDef started 5 years ago when my co-founder, Susan Alva, and I got started in this very living room where I'm sitting right now.
Being an immigration lawyer has always, I think, been a political act in some way. Under this administration, things have definitely changed. I constantly have to be watching the news in order to know what my next day will be like. It's clear to me that this administration has it out for immigrants. So we're constantly sort of gearing up for battle.
It is a tough time to be in immigration law, but at the same time, I think it might be sort of the best time to be in immigration law because our clients, they need, I think, assistance and a voice and someone to fight for them more than ever.
In terms of what makes ImmDef special, the staff and the leadership is of such caliber and such commitment and so supporting of each other. That it's probably one of the most unique places I've ever been involved with.
Hi everybody, I'm Susan Alva. I'm ImmDef's Associate Director and one of the co-founders. Thank you so much for sharing this very special evening with us and for all your support throughout these incredible 5 years. It's been incredible, not just for ImmDef, but for our country and for the communities that we're all a part of and that we support and serve. I have the honor tonight of announcing the inauguration of ImmDef's first ever Founders Award. We're going to be giving this award every year to a partner who's been instrumental in the creation and flourishing of ImmDef. I'm deeply, deeply honored to present Zerihoun Yilma from Guerra this inaugural award, Founders Award. Zeri is the Associate Director at Guerra, the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights of Los Angeles, one of the premier immigrant rights organizations. I first met Zeri about 20 years ago when I was at Guerra and he came on board as the finance manager. And so even before ImmDef's birth, as we were in the dreaming and planning and plotting stages, Lindsay and I turned to Zeri for help, and he was by our side immediately. He spent countless hours with us, all hours of the night, generously giving us all the information that we needed to launch, the big picture, the minute details, things we never would have thought of, and he got us off the ground and stuck with us for a good part of our beginnings. Zeri is truly one of a kind. He has very unique and important skills, experience, talent, and it's all overlaid with his unwavering commitment to social justice and the lens of doing what we do for the communities that we serve. And that's an incredible combination. So on behalf of ImmDef's staff and board of directors, Lindsay and I very proudly present Zeri with our first ever Founders Award with much love, respect, and gratitude. Thank you, Zeri.
Hello, good evening. Today, as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of Immigrant Defender Law Center, I'm standing humbly beside champions of social justice and community leaders. Please join me in congratulating Guerline Jozef, Luis Guerra, and Border Kindness for their leadership recognition and their award. You all deserve it. Congratulations. As an immigrant myself, it is hitting home to see children caged here in the US. What a cruelty. In this modern time, this is not acceptable. And why is it okay in this country, immigrant, refugee, and asylum seekers get deported to the very danger they fled? This needs to stop. The right to counsel and ensuring due process for all should be the fundamental rights. Universal representation is the way to go. 5 years ago, a small and a very determined group of lawyers undertook the hard work of building a next-generation law firm. ImmDef was built to defend our community against injustice in the immigration system. Today, thanks to ImmDef, many families were able to unite. The fight continues for many more. Staff and board of directors, volunteers and supporters, this is the fruit of your investment. Your precious time and money have built a strong and important organization for our community. To my dear friends Susan Alva and Lindsay Toklowski, thank you both for your passion and your great leadership that formed this great social justice legal firm. Today, I stand humbly and accept the Founder Award at this Fighting for Justice ImmDef's 5-year anniversary virtual gala. I am deeply honored. Thank you. In grounding myself, I thank God for giving me the wisdom and guiding me to be me. Thank you to my other half, my wife Elsie, and thank you to all my family, friends, and colleagues for joining me in this journey to such a great cause. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Angelica Salas. I am the Executive Director of CHIRLA, the Coalition for Human and Immigrant Rights. It is with great joy that I send you this message of congratulations. I am so incredibly grateful for all the work of immigrant defenders. Immigrant defenders are doing exactly that, defending our community from the great injustice of this incredibly cruel immigration system. Because of you, people have freedom. Because of you, our children are able to play in playgrounds as opposed to being behind bars and detention centers. You are doing incredible work, and we all are so fortunate to have you in our movement. I also want to take this special moment to thank my brother, Zerihoun Yilma, for his work today. Seti is going to be receiving the Founders Award, and I just really want to say that he deserves this recognition and so much more for everything he has done, certainly for CHIRLA, but for immigrant defenders and for so many other organizations in California and across this nation. So thank you so much for all you do. We celebrate you on your 5th year anniversary, and we also commit to continue to be in partnership with you as we move forward towards justice.
I'm incredibly proud and excited to be here today to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Immigrant Defenders Law Center. A little over 5 years ago, when we all had this ambitious dream of creating a new and different type of immigrant rights organization, it would have been difficult to predict what ImmDef would become today. ImmDef is not only leading the charge against the injustices our immigrant communities face at the hands of ICE, but it's also setting the standard for the type of unwavering commitment immigrant legal nonprofits must make to due process and competent, zealous representation of their clients. I'm so proud to have been a small part of its trajectory, and I'm excited to see all the things that are in store for ImmDef during the next 5 years.
I remember launching ImmDef from this living room 5 years ago. I knew that we were special then, that we were embarking on a mission to provide zealous services and support to hundreds of clients and our community. But I don't know that I would have predicted that ImmDef would be where it is today. I'm so amazed by all of you, 4 offices strong and countless staff devoting themselves to protecting and advancing immigrant rights. Thank you to the staff that make this important work possible day in and day out. What you do every day isn't easy, and we owe you a great deal of gratitude. Know that our community appreciates you and your commitment to this fight. ImmDef, thank you for letting me be a little piece of your history. Happy birthday, ImmDef.
My name is is Joyce Noche, and I'm the Legal Services Director for the Adult Representation Programs at ImmDef. It is my honor to present our Champion of Social Justice Award to Guerline Jozef. Guerline has been a source of inspiration and a beacon of hope to thousands of migrants and their families who have been forced to remain in Mexico as a result of the Remain in Mexico program. Through Guerline's efforts, she has championed a system to receive over 30,000 Haitian and African migrants and their families, connecting them to vital resources, including food, housing, healthcare, and access to legal services. Most importantly, she's a source of faith, hope, and inspiration to thousands of displaced asylum seekers who are searching for a better life. Guerline is also a champion and an advocate, calling on our immigrant advocacy community and shedding light to the anti-Blackness in our immigration system, shedding light on the prolonged detentions, the high bonds, and swift deportation practices that disproportionately affect Black migrants. Guerline, we thank you for your work. We are honored to work alongside you, and we congratulate you on this honor.
Thank you so much, Joyce, and the entire team at Immigration Defenders Law Center for this honor. And I accept on behalf of the entire team of Haitian Bridge Alliance, who never sleeps, who continues to push through no matter what. And on behalf of each and every member of our community, those we have served together, Haitian Bridge Alliance and Immigration Defenders Law Center, whether they are in immigration detention, still fighting for their freedom, or those who are within our community, and we continue to represent them, to defend them. Thank you. To each and everyone who have also been honored tonight, I say thank you for your work. Thank you for your service. And thank you for pushing through, as we know every day is a battle. As we know every life is so precious. So today I am honored and humbled to receive this award, and will continue to move forward. And as we say, as at the Haitian Bridge Alliance, "Un pile main chai palou," many hands make the load lighter. So together we'll continue to defend those who are in need and build bridges and break down walls. Thank you so much.
I'm Congresswoman Karen Bass, and let me congratulate the Immigrant Defenders Law Center. I can't think of an organization more important than this right now. When I think of the immigration detention centers, the ICE prisons, and what we've recently learned about the forced sterilizations of immigrant women, the caging of children, as far as I'm concerned, they are human rights abuses. And I think that this administration is guilty of that. So I want to congratulate you on your work. Anything that you can do to continue and to expand, I really want to thank you for what you do. I want to give a shout out to my high school friend, Susan Alva, who has been doing this work for several decades, and anything that I can do to help you continue, and everybody out there should do everything they can to support your work.
Hi, I'm State Senator Maria Elena Durazo, representing the communities of Los Angeles and East LA. Congratulations, Immigrant Defenders Law Center, on your 5th anniversary virtual gala fundraiser. Your work is vital to preserving families. They are the fabric of our communities, especially during these times of uncertainty and fear. You should be so proud of your successes in Los Angeles and California. In November, we have a generational duty before us to vote and begin to restore the faith and justice in our communities. We need a more just immigration system, one that does not put our children in cages and guarantees everyone looking for opportunity in this country the chance to succeed. Remember that you are also voting for those men and women in ICE detention. We are voting for the formerly incarcerated that still don't have the right to vote. And you are voting for the dreamers. Congratulations, gracias, on your amazing work that you do. May your organization continue to thrive. Sí se puede.
Margaret Cargioli, Managing Attorney of the Cross-Border Initiative Team at Immigrant Defenders Law Center, and I am honored to present Luis Guerra with ImmDef's Champion of Social Justice Award. Luis took a lead role in organizing the response of thousands of volunteers and legal services organizations following the explosion of the humanitarian crisis at the U.S. southern border. Through his work with Clinic and Al Otro Lado, Luis demonstrated strength, resilience, and perseverance in a chaotic and often demoralizing situation. Luis manages to do this work in a positive light with a kind heart and a smile on his face. Luis's strong commitment to helping asylum seekers access to justice is inspiring. His willingness to put himself between aggressive government officials and asylum seekers shows his commitment and bravery. Luis even once saved our own executive director, Lindsay, from getting arrested by Mexican officials when Luis and her presented unaccompanied children at the U.S. southern border to seek asylum. His commitment to border justice extends from San Diego, California to El Paso, Texas, and beyond. It is not often that you can trace the impact of one advocate, but for Luis, there is no doubt that his efforts have positively impacted the lives of thousands of asylum seekers over the years. From the very beginning of ImmDef's cross-border initiative work, Luis has welcomed us and been one of our biggest allies and friends. We are proud to give him this award. Congratulations, Luis.
Hello, Luis Guerra videoing in from San Diego, California. Super honored to be receiving the Champion of Social Justice Award from my colleagues at Immigrant Defenders Law Center. I just want to say thank you, and you're an organization that I hold in such high regard, that has a very special place in my heart, and this recognition coming from you all means the world to me. I want to thank Clinic for continuing to support my work and giving me the tools and resources necessary to put my heart, mind, and soul at the border where I could have the greatest impact. And I want to thank my family for being there in the hardest of times, to my mom, to my brother, to my sister, and especially to my life partner, because each and every one of you have been there for me to really be super supportive of my work and lift me up when I've needed it the most. I'm super excited to continue to work alongside of my colleagues at ImmDef and the so many other organizations that are working to really save lives and restore justice in our broken immigration system. I want to congratulate my colleague Guerline, who's also receiving this award tonight, and I'm just floored to even be mentioned in the same sentence as you. Thank you for your work and for all your efforts as well. And I really, really look forward to re-envision our border welcoming communities where human dignity and compassion are front and center. And I look forward doing that alongside all of you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Hilda Solis, Chair Pro Tem of Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, and I'm honored to join the Immigrant Defenders Law Center as they celebrate 5 years fighting for justice. Los Angeles County is home to more than 3.5 million immigrants, and thanks to organizations like ImmDef, our immigrant communities know that we will continue to protect, defend, and fight for their rights. That's why I'm so proud that we have supported ImmDef's work under the LA Justice Fund that came through LA County funding. Thank you, Immigrant Defenders Law Center, for 5 years for fighting to keep our families together. Muchas gracias.
Good evening. My name is Gil Cedillo, and I'm the Los Angeles City Council member for the 1st District. Let me say to you that I've had the privilege and the opportunity to witness the amazing work of Immigrant Defenders Law Center. ImmDef has been at the forefront of the struggle to ensure that we help the most vulnerable here in the city of Los Angeles. They were the leaders in terms of our collective efforts to provide the Los Angeles Justice Fund, and we've improved access to due process for over 1,000 families. That by itself speaks volumes to their work and to their leadership and to their place here in the efforts to create a more just city here in Los Angeles. I want to thank them for their hard work and their dedication to the communities of Los Angeles. I want to thank them for their spirit of collaboration, and I want to celebrate their 5th anniversary and say that I look forward to working with them as we move forward to continue to build a city where everyone, regardless of legal status, is created with the dignity and respect they deserve.
Hi, my name is Andres Peña and I work at ImmDef's San Diego Cross-Border Initiative. Our project was designed out of the cruel reality that asylum seekers and refugees face new challenges every day to seeking safety under the Migrant Protection Protocols program that we refer to as Migrant Persecution Protocols, or MPP. With a network of organizations, our team has been able to fight back against the cruelty that migrants face at the border, with a focus on assisting families and children. We have been extremely lucky to partner up with an organization that since its foundation has been in the front lines of providing asylum seekers, migrants, refugees, and the displaced with comprehensive services that include food, shelter, clothing, medical care, and legal services. Thanks to this organization, the most vulnerable, including women, children, elderly, and families, have been cared for, protected, and nurtured. Together, we have assisted migrant families with legal support services, know your rights presentations, and have presented individuals at the border to be removed from MPP. This organization believes that everyone should have the opportunity to live free of pain, hunger, intimidation, and fear. Without a doubt, this organization embodies the true meaning of community support. It is ImmDef's honor to present the Honorary Award for Outstanding Community Support to Border Kindness.
Hello, my name is Carla Hernandez and I am for Border Kindness team. And first of all, I would like to thank Immigrant Defenders for the honor of this nomination and give it to the entire team of Border Kindness. Working as a team with you guys has been a great honor and effort to support and defend the rights of those seeking asylum. I would also like to shine a light on the courageous act of Immigrant Defenders, even as her main office has been surrounded by Mexican National Guard with automatic weapons. They continue their support and establish a Know Your Rights clinic. For Border Kindness, the services and support that the team of Immigrant Defenders have been providing us is of utmost importance. With that support, they have been able to benefit many families whose rights have been repudiated. And we hope you continue to celebrate many more years, and we hope that we can continue to work with you hand in hand and as a team to help more migrants and continue defending human rights. And thank you guys again. Thank you for this nomination, and we are so happy with that.
Hey everybody, it's Jacob Soboroff from NBC News and MSNBC. I covered the Trump administration's systematic separation of thousands of migrant kids from their parents at the border in 2018, and it was then that I first learned about Immigrant Defenders Law Center. ImmDef represented a father, Juan, who had been separated from his son, Jose, ultimately for nearly 5 months after they arrived together in Arizona, and it was Lindsay and Alfonso, everybody at ImmDef, worked hard to prevent him from being deported without his son, as hundreds of other parents ultimately were. Lindsay took me to Adelanto to meet Juan while he was incarcerated, to see the conditions inside the facility. It was extraordinarily harrowing. Today, Juan and Jose are back together. They are starting a new life in the United States, and I am grateful to ImmDef for introducing me to Juan and Jose, and to you all for letting me share their story.
My name is Maria Elena Incapié. I'm the Executive Director of the National Immigration Law Center. It is such an honor to be able to share a few thoughts as we celebrate the incredible and inspiring work of ImmDef on its 5th anniversary. When I think back 5 years ago, I can't believe that ImmDef did not exist. You are the leaders that we have been waiting for in this country, and the work that you've done in the LA area, particularly helping to expand the LA Justice Fund. You have elevated the importance of ensuring that everybody has access to meaningful legal representation when fighting for their immigration cases, and your holistic approach to immigrant families and their loved ones for whom the impact of detention can be devastating makes an immeasurable measurable difference in our community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Gracias y felicitaciones. Here's to another 5, 10, 15 plus years working with you, beside you, for all of the work that you do.
Well, for me, being directly impacted, ImmDef is definitely a place, I can say, gives hope to people. I didn't meet Lindsay until I managed to get out from ICE custody the second time, and being able to get out and fight for universal representation. And so it's definitely a friendship that was born out of adversity, which led to one of my fondest memories of going to immigration court for the very last time to get this termination order along with Lindsay. And so that is definitely one of my fondest memories. Basically one of the best memories I have in my life, after having spent so many years incarcerated. And so just want to encourage folks to think about the system that we have. We unfortunately live under it for the time being, for however long that's going to be. We need folks like the folks at ImmDef that are going to be there to support and to fight against these systems of oppression.
My name is Lisa Okamoto. I'm the directing attorney for some of the adult representation program. It's very nice to meet all of you, and for those at home, it's so nice for you to join us. We're here today with Alida Garcia, Vice President of Advocacy of Forward.us, Guerline Jozef, Executive Director and founder of Haitian Bridge Alliance and recipient of this year's Champion of Social Justice Award, and Elsa Collins, co-founder of This Is About Humanity. Each of you has been so critical to our success and at the same time helped shape the landscape of immigration policy while providing humanitarian aid for asylum seekers and refugees. It's amazing to have such powerful women all together, and quite fitting as ImmDef is a majority women-led organization. So thank you once again. So I wanted to start with you, Alida. Your organization, Forward.us, recently put out a report that details how family separation is still happening despite not being on the front page of the news like it was in 2018. Can you talk a little bit about how family separation looks like in 2020?
Sure. Well, I first just want to say thank you to everyone at ImmDef for all of your work. I'm starting to get emotional. Sorry. Just like whenever I talk about like everyone who's been showing up, it just I know how hard it's been for all of us in advocacy and service provision in recent, always, but in recent time particularly, as it relates to the assault on the asylum system. So I just want to thank you all so much for what you do day in and day out in really egregious circumstances of a policy changing environment that really does not take into account of human toll on a daily basis. I think, and you all are the experts actually, but I think the report that we put out recently was intended to do two things. One, to broaden out the conversation around family separation, which I think people still view as this acute period of time related to the summer of 2018, when we're on the front page of the news and people heard the cries of children, to broaden people's understanding around family separation, how it's showing up now, particularly in three forms. One being in the tens of thousands of families that are trapped in the MPP program, while parents are being sort of forced to keep their children alive, and children are being sent ahead to present as unaccompanied at the border, and those children going into the ORR process, which is the Office of Refugee Resettlement, where then they're separated from their families and the government is trying to deport them, even if they have United States family members or family members in the United States, and when their other family member is actually in Mexico, they're deporting children into Central America. So that's one form of family separation. The other being the expulsions that are happening immediately within the pandemic context, where, there was a recent report that the government sort of overruled the public health recommendations from the CDC in order to enact expulsions, where asylum seekers would present and just automatically be deported. And then the third that we wanted to talk about in that report was around the fact that family separation happens on the interior, and that anytime there's an ICE raid, or if a mother's presenting at an ICE check-in, that too is a form of family separation and devastating to the family structure, which is what helps drive the strength in communities in our country.
So, in talking about what various families face on both sides, the one really additionally cruel thing is that even when somebody is able to cross over to this side of the border to seek asylum, immigration detention becomes another painful hurdle for everybody to overcome. Despite that, immigration detention is considered civil detention, whatever that means. They're treated like criminals in the system, stacked against them. And, we've heard from a couple of clients, including my client Ruth, who described his experience in Adelanto Detention Center. But even within this unjust system, in detention, where it is already cruel, within that system, certain population are not treated unequally. And so, Guerline, your organization provides support to Black migrants who are detained in facilities all over the United States. Can you talk a little bit about what makes that experience of incarceration by ICE uniquely challenging for Black migrants?
Thank you so much, Lisa. But let me begin by saying a very happy anniversary to ImmDef's and our sister organization, partner organization in this fight for justice. And to be on a panel with Elsa and Alida, okay, I'm about to cry, so somebody needs to hold me back, because that is such an honor and opportunity. And they have been in this journey with us. ImmDef's, Elsa, Alida have been partners with Haitian Bridge Alliance, supporting and pushing us forward. So thank you so much for that. And as we hear about family separation at the border, we also are watching what's happening as an extension of family separation using immigration prison. And I say prison because that's what it is. We have the flowery words of detention facilities and detention center. No, that is not a facility where people go to pass time. It is a place of torture. It is a place of losing hope. It is a place of complete despair. And when we are looking into family separation, we can look back into 2016, right before the elections, when everything changed from what our current administration will call catch and release, instead of allowing people due process. And what we started seeing at the beginning of 2017 is that family separation of Black migrants was happening by putting people into immigration detentions. So about 90% of families who entered the United States between 2017 and 2018, at the peak of family separation, is that 90% of those fathers have been deported, and leaving the mothers and babies, pregnant women and children, having to fight for themselves. So that is at the core of family separation, where the family might never be reunited. And we can even look at the case of the Congolese sister who came all the way from the Congo with her family. Upon arriving here, they were detained. She actually died in immigration detention center, never to be reunited with her family. So when we are talking about Black immigrants in immigration detention centers, we understand that racism, the whole system was based on racism. The whole immigration system as we know it today was built upon the backs of Haitian immigrants, Haitian refugees coming to the country in the 1980s. So we understand why the continued treatment specifically of Black and brown bodies. But when we look into Black immigrants in detention, such as Adelanto, where they are giving Haitians and African immigrants $50,000, $80,000, $70,000 bonds, which is nearly impossible for them to pay to get released. So the entire system has been built to, as I mentioned before, to destroy lives, to separate families, to leave children fatherless, to leave wives and women, without a partner.
That's actually a great segue into my next question. There's a lot of attention on immigration crisis, I think, throughout the last 4 years. But Guerline, you made a great point in that it's been happening in the past and it will continue to happen. So Elsa, one of the most interesting things about this is about humanity, which, like the name itself, I think is so. It tells exactly what you're trying to do, but this is about humanity has been able to do to have a huge cross section of people from Los Angeles and beyond get educated and get active on issues related to immigrant rights. Can you talk about why this issue is so important to you and how you inspire so many diverse groups of people to support the cause, such as what Guerline has described and also across the border?
Yeah, well, so I grew up on the border between Tijuana and San Diego. So this is an issue that is very personal. I was crossing the border every day from Tijuana to San Diego to go to school. So I'm very familiar with the border. So along with my sister, Yolanda Walthermead, and Zoe Winkler Reines, who's my good friend from LA, when everything was happening that summer, we all just were like, well, what can we do? And what do we have at our disposal? And so one of the things that I think is one of the reasons why we've been able to be so successful is A, that personal connection to the region, but also B, that we're also intimately involved in what is going on. I mean, I think people, felt like they could come and not be required to know everything, right? And when you talk about immigration, when you talk about family separation, I think, there's a hesitancy that comes with it when you're like not an expert, right? So what we wanted to do was say, like, we don't need you to be an expert. What we need you to do is just come and listen and see, and we're going to present everything that's out there, and you're going to walk away knowing that what's happening is wrong. And so I think that really has been sort of the cornerstone of the kind of work that we're doing, which is finding ways and access points that people can participate, they can be of service, they can learn more about these families, what they were leaving, the terrors of home country, the struggles that they face in their everyday life today, and feel like that they can now, they're empowered to stand up and say, that's not right, I know what's going on, and they're willing to do it. And so I think it really has been a cross section of sort of meeting people where they're at, which is like not everybody knows all the things that I don't even know everything that everybody on this panel knows, but letting people know that, that you can still be an ally and you can still stand, in unity against what's happening with these families with what you have at your disposal, which is the knowledge that this is about humanity. It's about who we are as people, who we are as a society. And so that's all I need. I just need you to be in agreement that we're going to respect, individuals and their rights. And other than that, that's the only requirement.
So I think a couple of things, sort of big picture themes. One is that we are allowed to hold big vision despite the entire assault upon the already harmfully designed system. And so I think that scares me in the months ahead should there be a government change, because not only do we need to undo harm, the baseline of undoing harm cannot be to go back to where we were, to go back to the racist system that Guerline mentioned in its design. And so I have fear about the amount of energy it will take to do both things, of getting out of the crisis that we are in while opening the door to the vision and the world that we want to co-create. And so in that, for me, I view it to be a matter of choosing and sequencing. and believing that we can have all of the things, but also knowing that we might not be able to work on all of the things at the same time.
Guerline, you know, I've had the privilege to hear you speak at multiple events, and one thing that you usually close out, and I was hoping if you could close out this panel, you know, you sign your emails saying in Creole, and I apologize if I mispronounce this ahead of time, Men Anpil Chai Palu, which means many hands lighten the load. Can you explain why that saying is so important to you in the context of the movement of immigrant rights? And, you know, when you said that, when you gave us a talk here at ImmDef, it really, really moved me. Oh, I mean, and like, it makes me a little emotional, but can you kind of explain what that means to you and how that can mobilize all of us?
Well, you're getting me emotional right now because I can tell you that this panel, this sisterhood, right? When we look at Forward US, when we look at This Is About Humanity, ImmDef, Haitian Bridge Alliance, that is the essence of Un Pile Men Chai Palu, or Men Un Pile Chai Palu, which means when I put my hand in Alita's hand, in Elsa's hand, in Lisa's hand, and Lindsay's hand, and Renee, we all be able to hold that load together. Because when I'm holding it together, I cannot even move, right? But when you come around me and you help me uphold that, now I'm getting emotional too, Lisa, look what you did. But when we all are holding each other up, the load becomes lighter. I can tell you, for me personally, okay, now this is getting out of hand. I cannot stop tearing up. But when I was doing this by myself, every day I felt like, can I make it another day? But now I can call Alita, you know, when I know she's changing the twins at 2 a.m. in the morning, and say, are you up? Because I need to talk about something. Mais un pile chai palu, or stronger together. That is the essence of who we are, the people power. And as a nation, I know I've said that before, we have mentioned that before. As a nation, we are able to put our small differences to the side and embrace our humanity. This is about humanity. We are able to move forward, right? We are able to defend those immigrants. We are able to be a bridge to all of those different aspects of who we are, no matter where we are from. Understand that those who came with the Mayflower and those who are currently at the border knocking, their dreams and hope is still the same: to be able to provide for oneself, to be able to raise one's children, to be able to have the opportunity to have the pursuit of happiness, which is in the very fabric of our country. That is what it means. And for me, as a Haitian American woman, as a Black immigrant in this country, when we say Un Pile Men Chai Palu, is really calling upon the ancestors who have paved the way for freedom and liberty, who have created a nation out of nothing and giving way to Black people, to all of us, to bring that connection. So that is the essence of Un Pile Men Chai Palu, which loosely translates many hands make the load lighter.
On behalf of our team, we'd like to thank you for your support in helping to build and grow our adult representation programs. Our mission has always been to ensure that no immigrant is forced to go to court alone, and in the last 5 years, this mission has proven to be critical to ensuring fairness and due process for our immigrant communities. In 5 years, the adult representation programs have grown from its foundational project as court-appointed counsel for detained immigrants with mental illness. Over the last 5 years, we have represented over 300 detained immigrants. At the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, our team provided zealous advocacy and representation to secure the release of some of our most medically vulnerable clients. As ICE and law enforcement continue to criminalize mental illness, our services remain crucial to ensuring that our clients receive due process, fairness, and dignity through their immigration proceedings. In 2018, we launched our Family Unity Project to serve families who were separated as part of the Trump administration's zero tolerance policy, which separated thousands of children from their parents when seeking protection at our borders. ImmDef represented 150 clients who reunified all parents with their children through our representation. We continue to represent many of these families in their asylum cases. Through our locally funded initiatives, we expanded our work to serve detained immigrants and families from Long Beach, Santa Ana, Los Angeles, and the Inland Empire. We've been able to offer representation to over 100 clients, including families. Many of these clients have resided in the United States for over 14 years. Our clients are single mothers, DACA recipients, seniors, individuals with substance abuse, recent families who have left everything behind to seek a better and safer life in the U.S. These clients would not have legal representation without this project. Our adult representation programs have also enabled us to offer our clients who have paid their debts to society to achieve positive immigration outcomes through our post-conviction relief project. And finally, our recent cross-border initiative, which has served hundreds of individuals and families who have been forced to remain in Mexico as a result of the Remain in Mexico program, a program that has placed thousands of individuals, families, and children in dangerous and unsafe conditions as they await to present their asylum claims. ImmDef has traveled to Mexico to help families in their asylum cases and to help reunite them with some of their families in the United States. Despite these incredible outcomes and increased representation, the last several months have been a period of tremendous uncertainty and fear for our clients and communities. Despite a global pandemic that has resulted in the deaths of over 200,000 Americans, ICE continues its enforcement operations to instill fear and achieve political points, furthering the lack of due process and transparency in our immigration system. Our team has continued to provide representation and legal services to clients in detention centers and in Mexico. Your support is needed more than ever to ensure that we're able to continue our representation, to ensure due process, dignity, and demand accountability from this administration. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Rote Maiton. After being handed over to ICE by CDCR, I didn't know what to expect. I was real confused. Lisa was a good attorney. She still is a good attorney. She has helped me in so many different ways. Without her, I don't know where I'll be. There's a lot of people out there who doesn't have an attorney to represent them, and it's pretty scary for them, and the fear of having to be separated from their family. Again, thank you, and I appreciate every one of you guys who participated in helping me with my case. Thank you.
Bon, expérience mwen te vraiment une belle expérience parce que yo te supporté mon pile pour bientôt me te arrivé dans détention au time ça et puis moi te fait 2 mois et yo t'a préparé à cause de gen corona en dedans te vinn faire côté porter si c'est pas immigrant defend love center les consables soit m'tap déporté ou bien m'tap pendant détenu toujours. Merci Immigrant Defend Love Center, merci les 2 organisations qui t'ont aidé. Depuis la vie m'a changé, m'ka zoom dehors. Merci beaucoup, merci Immigrant Defend Love Center.
Hi, my name is Gabby Hernandez, and I'm the Executive Director for the Long Beach Immigrant Rights Coalition. At LBRC, we work really closely with undocumented community members here in the city of Long Beach. And we have been working very closely with immigrant defenders on freeing Long Beach residents from detention. We know that detention can be a death sentence right now during COVID-19 times. We know that COVID-19 cases are rising in detention. We know that we need to free them all. We know the families need to remain together. And we're grateful to have a legal service provider like Immigrant Defenders helping us on freeing immigrant folks from detention. We know that it is key for them to have legal representation while navigating a very unjust and complex immigration system, regardless of their background, regardless of their history with the criminal system. We know that it's key for them to have access to representation. And so we're grateful that ImmDef has expert attorneys that are working on this heavy, heavy work. Thank you for all that you do.
Hello, my name is Carlos. I'm a Santa Ana resident and board president at the Orange County Justice Fund. I'm honored to join Immigrant Defenders in celebrating 5 years of work in advancing immigrant justice and defending our immigrant community against deportation and detention. Since 2017, immigrant defenders have become an important and valuable partner in the fight for universal representation in the Orange County. Year after year, in addition to providing immigration services that are very needed for our community in Santa Ana, immigrant defenders attorneys have been at the forefront advocating to ensure that this program is also renewed year after year. The fight has not been easy, but thank you to community support and thanks to the work from the Vera Institute, the Orange County Justice Fund, and the partnership with immigrant defenders, we have ensured that this program has remained. We don't know what the next month or the next year is going to look like, but what we do know for sure is that our immigrant community is going to continue to be criminalized and scapegoated during these political times. That is why we need organizations like Immigrant Defenders Law Center to ensure that we have attorneys that are ready to go on the front lines to represent our communities against an unjust immigration system. So please consider supporting immigrant defenders, and I'm looking forward to continue working with them in Orange County to ensure that we have due process for all and ensure that we continue to have the legal representation that our community needs. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ileana Johansson Mendez. I'm the Legal Services Director overseeing ImmDef's Children's Representation Project. Our Children's Project is one of the largest programs of its kind in the United States, and currently we represent more than 800 children, including refugees, foster youth, and unaccompanied children in shelters or long-term federal foster care. Like all ImmDef programs, we operate under the Universal Representation Model, and we provide full-scale deportation defense. This includes advocacy before the Immigration Court, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and California state courts. Our clients live all over Southern California, and our goal is to represent as many children as we can so that fewer children are forced to face an immigration judge without an experienced attorney by their side. Many of the children we serve have taken dangerous journeys from their home countries alone to escape gang violence, abuse, and persecution. They often endure hunger, cold, physical or sexual abuse during their passage, all in the hopes of finding safety and security in the United States. Most of the children we work with qualify for special immigrant juvenile status. That means that a state court has determined or will determine that they have been abused, abandoned, or neglected by one or both parents, and that it's not in their best interest to return to their home country. The majority of them also came to the U.S. fleeing violence and seeking asylum. And a small portion of our child clients have also been victims of crimes and human trafficking inside of the United States. They are applying for U&T visas. Now, more than ever before, our child clients are under attack by the Trump administration. Under this administration, it is harder than ever to qualify for asylum because they keep changing the rules. Children were being separated from their parents, and now they're simply turned away at the border, deported without being given their day in court. In the face of an administration that has no limit to its cruelty and disdain for immigrants, ImmDef attorneys are fighting every day to protect our clients and zealously advocate on their behalf.
I am Isabel Castillo, and I have been a client of ImmDef for 5 years since they first started. If it weren't for ImmDef, I wouldn't have pursued my dream of going to my dream school, USC, and now graduating next May with my bachelor's degree and my master's degree in journalism. Aside from just being legal help, they have really been a support system, constantly telling me to keep fighting and to keep waiting because one day I will become a U.S. citizen. It's been an amazing journey, and I hope that you can continue to help support us. Thank you so much, ImmDef, and I look forward to doing great things in the future that make all of you proud.
Hello, my name is Sonia. I'm from Guatemala, and I like to play soccer and play the piano. Right now, I'm a senior, and I'm going to be the first one in my family to go to college. My grandfather told me a night before that I was going to immigrate to the United States, so I didn't have enough time to say goodbye to my family. Every country has something that is facing, and sadly, our continent is facing a lot of, violence and political things, but there is a lot that doesn't define us as people.
Hi everyone, my name is Meet Soni, and I'm the proud director of ImmDef's Litigation Advocacy Program. You might be asking yourself, how is litigation advocacy different from ImmDef's other programs? And that's a great question. We started this program in 2019 to address the systematic and institutionalized injustices that ImmDef's over 2,000 clients and ImmDef staff bear witness to every single day. What exact injustices am I talking about? Separating children from their parents, depriving immigrant detainees of essential and adequate medical care, forcing asylum seekers to remain in Mexico and making it virtually impossible to get protection under our laws, and destroying immigrant families and communities through raids, terror tactics, and unlawful deportations. There are so many more. We realize that to ensure this, no immigrant stands alone, ImmDef is needed further behind the scenes. Our awesome, hardworking team of 5 attorneys, 3 law fellows, and 2 paralegals support our team on the front lines. We bring attention to the violence and inhumanity occurring inside our detention facilities, at the border, and inside our immigration courthouses. To that end, ImmDef's litigation and advocacy team has taken the fight into federal courts, to our legislatures, and to the media. In the past year alone, our team has been on the forefront of rescuing detainees from COVID. At the outset of the pandemic, ImmDef demanded ICE to release detainees before COVID entered its facilities. They refused. We didn't back down. Eventually, we secured the release of over 40% of ImmDef's detained client population. One of those clients is Ramon Valdez Bracamontes, a 50-year-old father and grandfather to United States citizen children who'd been detained in ICE custody for 7 years. Imagine that. For 6 of those years, Ramon had been forced to represent himself. By the time we took his case, his health had deteriorated drastically, and we were on the brink of losing him. We took the fight to federal court, and on July 30th, Ramon was finally reunited with his family.
How does it feel being in there for 7 years?
Well, it's rough for for your family and stuff, because you come into these places and your family do that time with you. It's like you got them doing time with you because they're ready for you in their houses, and having to watch over their own families and having to worry about somebody like me. It's just tough. It's rough.
Great. And how does it feel to be out?
It feels great to be out. With regular people. Not that I wasn't there with regular people. But people that help other people. I'm glad for you guys.
Wonderful. Well, ImmDef is very happy for you.
Hi, I'm Karen Tumlin. I am the director and founder of the Justice Action Center, and I am so happy to be here for the virtual gala for Immigrant Defenders Law Center. I cannot believe that it is already 5 years, although I do want to say that Immigrant Defenders achieves in 5 years what other organizations take 15 to do. And I think that is because of how mission-driven everyone on staff is. I want to talk about the bravery of ImmDef staff in, number one, recognizing the need to create a new vision for how immigrants are treated in Southern California and starting this organization. And two, the fearlessness with which the team works, always driven by the heart. In recent years, it's been so uphill, but never giving up, not being thwarted by the latest anti-immigrant change out of this administration, and using all the tools that you have and finding new tools to find real justice for immigrant families. We get to work with ImmDef a lot. We hope to keep doing that in the next 5 years. So grateful for your work in all spheres, in the courtroom, your advocacy, which is more important than ever during these difficult times. Happy 5th birthday, ImmDef. We're ready for 50 more.
Hello everyone, this is Javier, Executive Director of the Inland Coalition for Immigrant Justice. I want to take a minute to congratulate Immigrant Defenders on their 5th year anniversary as an amazing and powerful organization that serves immigrants in the Inland Empire and beyond. I have seen firsthand the impact that Immigrant Defenders has on the lives of immigrants. In 2018, when the administration asked federal prisons to be used as immigrant detention centers, Immigrant Defenders was there, demanding transparency, demanding to represent those that were detained. In 2019, when the administration was abandoning immigrants at bus stops throughout the southern border, Immigrant Defenders was there with us, not just to provide legal support, but to provide humanitarian support that was desperately needed. I look forward to working with immigrant defenders for many years to come, to fight for justice, to fight for immigrant rights, to fight for refugees. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here to support ImmDef. I often think about the incredibly important work that ImmDef is doing and has been doing for the last 5 years. I think about Mora, a woman who fled civil war with dreams about becoming a doctor. A woman who was given the title healer by those who traveled with her on her way to America, and who, because of the incredible critical work that ImmDef is doing, she is here now in our country, safe and legally, making our communities better. Mora belongs here, and it's because of ImmDef that she can be. We need more healers. Now, I hope and pray that the next 5 years are easier for ImmDef. I hope that we enact a humane immigration policy that values people over borders, that knows that Mora is such a valued part of the American fabric, and that our bounty is vast enough to share. But I know there will be challenges. And I know that with ImmDef leading the way, those challenges will be overcome. Thank you for all this good work. Thank you for your hearts, for your patriotism, and your steadfast commitment to humanity. And thank you all for continuing to support ImmDef as generously as you are able. Thank you.
Join us now by texting 190-171 to 855-575-788 to donate what you can, or visit our website at immdef.org/donate.
The situations our clients face are dehumanizing and filled with trauma. But thanks to your support, ImmDef can continue to provide zealous advocacy and legal representation to those who need it most. We want to thank everyone who supported our mission over the last 5 years. From our volunteers to pro bono lawyers and our donors, thank you. Thank you for defending our team and our clients alongside us. We want to give a special thank you this evening to This Is About Humanity for their commitment to ImmDef over the years. In 2018, Sisters Elsa Collins and Yolanda Celine Walthermead, along with Zoe Winkler, created This Is About Humanity to combat the family separation crisis. After identifying pressing needs for shelters and asylum seekers and building partnerships to combat the crude conditions and significant danger these vulnerable communities face, This Is About Humanity established funds at ICF and FIC Baja. Its 32,000 plus network uplifts vulnerable communities at the Cali-Baja border, including unaccompanied minors, families, and LGBTQ plus individuals who are seeking asylum. To Yolanda, Zoe, and Elsa, thank you. Thank you for all you've done to support Team ImmDef and our clients through your efforts.
Good evening. My name is Juan Valles, and I'm the president of the Board of Directors at Immigrant Defenders Law Center. On behalf of the board, we want to congratulate Team ImmDef for 5 years of immense dedication and commitment to justice in the immigration system. And we thank all of our supporters. I am proud to be part of the leadership of this incredible organization, and we look forward to many more years working together to restore asylum and humanity in immigration court. And we thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias.
Fundaciones, le doy las gracias porque ellos sin fines de lucro me apoyaron hasta el último momento.
Agradezco a Dios pues el que nos hayan comunicado con ustedes. Estoy muy agradecida.
Pero junto gracias a él y gracias a las personas que me han estado ayudando y que me siguen ayudando.
Yo no podía creer que estaba afuera, que estaba libre, pero mi oficial de ahí me dijo, ¿sabes qué? Me dice, tienes mucha suerte, me dice. Y todo eso se lo debe darle las gracias a tu abogada, porque ella no hubo un día que no estuvo llame.
Me siento muy feliz por mi libertad que tanto la estaba esperando. Y gracias a todos porque me estuvieron apoyando hasta que me sacaron de adelante.
to the Immigrant Defenders Law Center. I want to say congratulations on 5 years of doing amazing, amazing work. They say in the darkest of nights produces the brightest of stars. Stars only shine in the dark, and sometimes it could feel real dark. You know, as an organizer, as someone who did community work for over 10 years in South LA and East LA, I know that organizing and doing immigrant rights work is heavy. And I want to just thank y'all for the work that you do and for being stars in the dark night for so many immigrants. And I just want to say congratulations. And then to my boy, Jonathan Barales, he's the one who hooked us up. I've known him for a long time, and I just want to say that I love Jonathan. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for the work and for introducing me to your organization. With that said, we want to introduce y'all to this next jam right here called Long Time Coming, a song inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and to get folks dancing to the polls.
A change is coming. Can you feel it? Live from LA, Las Cafeteras.
There's a time to fight, time to write, and do all the things that the devil made right. Brown man, black man, yellow man, blue. Everything I thought was true was based on a lie I learned in school. We all be from Africa. Scientists can back it up. Race is a concept created to oppress, made by the white man so they can treat us less. Yo, take all the land and respect. Colonized culture, knee on my neck. They wanna take us out, we about to get lit. You know the time is 8:46.
You know the time. You know the time.
You know the time is 8:46.
You know the time.
A change gonna come. And we ain't gonna stop. And we ain't gonna stop.
It's been a long time coming. It's been too long. It's been a long time coming. It's been too long.
From the ancients to attainments of today's skin tenacious. We rebels raised in a stolen nation. They shameless. Since the days when there was enslavement, the anguish, it don't make sense. So we can't quit with raising fists, counterattacking. The heinous, racist, ignoramus, can't detain us. Courageous on a daily basis. The greatest we shade us. It's in our destiny. It awaits us. Rather be hated for being real than love for being fake. Made it this far in truth and good faith. Don't sell yourself short. We are not what they say. I know change is gonna come. Let's make it worth the wait. We can't wait on them no changes for us to take. Each one teach one. From the cradle to the grave. With blood, sweat, and tears, we have overpaid. Now it's time to collect. Give me my change.
Change gonna come. Change gonna come. And we ain't gonna stop. And we ain't gonna stop.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming, 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 coming. Sing it with me now. Say it with me now. Sing it with me now. So let me hear you sing. Let me hear you. So let me hear you sing. Let me hear you. So let me hear you sing.
Just cry with me, don't die with me. Put your fist in the air and fight for me. The cops in the streets kill violently. The judges in the courts, they lie to me. Everybody in the streets just ride with me. The tears from my face fall silently. Close your eyes so we can see. Close your eyes and let's get free. Let's get free, let's get free. Yo, change gonna come.
It's been a long time coming. It's been too long. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. Sing it with me now.
right, y'all.
Ahí la leyenda es que hace muchos años, cuando los indios bárbaros escaparon, eran los pieles rojas de Oklahoma, de por ahí para Washington, todo eso, Texas. En aquellos años, cuando mi abuelita era niña, los indios bárbaros, pues así se identificaban, pues. De allá hay una parte que le llaman la mesa del cielo, ¿sí?